Researchers let a robot just play. No task, no instructions, nobody handing it a goal. And that free play made it about 6 points better at jobs it had never seen before.
Wait, play? Like a toddler with blocks? Hold a guess for me, Bella. The obvious fix for a clumsy robot is just more tries at each job. So guess how much those extra tries help. And pocket this. A robot that tried to pull a drawer open and failed. That drawer comes back at the end.
Berkeley researchers, June this year. Every few months you see a headline, a robot folding laundry, a robot loading the dishwasher. The catch, those robots only learn when you hand them a job. Nobody ever asks what a robot should practice before the jobs arrive.
Right, because isn't that how getting good works? You get better at a job by doing the job. More reps at the real thing, better robot. Playing around sounds like wasted time.
That's the exact instinct this paper breaks, Eric. The winning move? Practicing a pile of things nobody asked for. And a fair fight was coming, the same effort spent 2 ways that settled it. So what does play mean for a robot? It can't just flail. 2 easy games teach it nothing. 2 hard, nothing either. So it hunts the sweet spot, games it wins about half the time. It's how a kid learns, not the baby stuff, not the impossible stuff, but the thing right at the edge of what they can do.
But a game hands you its levels. This robot is inventing its own. So it fools around at the edge of what it can do. How does fooling around turn into a skill it actually keeps?
This is the clever part. When the robot writes a little program, tries it, and it works, it saves that as a named recipe. Like a cook who works out how to dice an onion once and never refigures it again. The plain robot reinvents every move from scratch every time. This one builds a cookbook, and even its flops get saved as lessons. Hold on to that.
So they let it play, then tested it on chores it had never seen. And it worked?
It worked. Round after round of play, a growing cookbook, then chores it was never trained on, and it beat a plain robot by a wide margin. The same skills even helped a real robot, no retraining.
Okay, 6 points is nice. But couldn't you get that just by letting it grind more attempts?
That's the fair fight. Same budget, 2 ways. One robot spends it retrying each test job more. The other spends it playing first. If more tries were really the answer, the retry robot should win. Instead, the extra retries barely moved it, a couple of points. The same budget spent on play added about 3 times as much.
Hang on. Same effort, and just practicing first tripled the payoff?
Same effort. It's the student who spends the night before an exam retaking the same test, guessing harder each round, versus the one who spends that night studying. The studier walks in ready. Practice up front beat retrying at the end.
So that guess I was holding? More tries?
Barely helped. That was the whole point. And your drawer, Eric. Early on, the robot pulled a drawer handle and failed. That flop made it invent 2 tiny moves, one for which way to pull, one for how to grip. It reused them later on a new object. Then, on a cabinet it had never seen, it snapped those 2 together and opened it. A failure turned into knowledge it carried.
Though, let's be real. Even after all that play, the thing still fails more than half the time. This isn't a robot butler. It's a promising toddler. Play moves the needle. It doesn't mean your dishes are safe.
Fair. A toddler that studies first. Here's what to argue about. Would you want a home robot spending an afternoon playing on its own, dropping your cups to learn before its first chore? Or never touching a thing until you say so?
If a paper that makes you rethink AI is your idea of a good time, subscribe. We turn a fresh one into plain English every week.
So, an afternoon of playtime or hands off until told?